I'm Gemma Lonsdale, psychic medium and life coach, and you're listening to the Happy Psychic podcast. The Happy Psychic has been on pause, and I am so pleased to be back. Welcome, 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 welcome. I am still going to be having guests on the show, but you know what? I am so interested in sharing so much information with you that there is going to be a hell of a lot more of just me talking. I have been getting so much wisdom from the spirit realm that I think that I really need to focus on sharing it. That's what I'm being driven to do at the moment. Share this with you, share the inspiration with you, and help you lead a better life too, help you realize your dreams and help you bring them into fruition. So that is what I am here for. There's going to be a lot more of that from me. Don't worry, there still will be great guests on. I know that variety can be the spice of life, and there are other people out there that have some very, very valuable things to share with you, and I want to use my platform to enable that to happen. But for now, today, you're stuck with me. I really wanted to talk about purpose and what prevents us from a life of purpose. You hear me talking about purpose an awful lot. Purpose is something that we are really entitled to. It is your birthright. You are divinely entitled to live a life of purpose. You are, you're supposed to be living a life that you want to live. The divine, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, it wants you to be living that life as well. How do we know whenever we're not living a life of purpose though? So whenever we're not living a life of purpose, one of the things that we experience in our day-to-day is just things being hard. The energy is hard. We feel like we have lead in our boots. We're struggling to get up in the morning. We lack the motivation. Work feels like it's really getting us down. That's whenever we know that things are just off kilter. Things just don't feel right. Things just don't feel right to us. The life that we're leading doesn't feel right. And yes, we all have days whenever we do feel like that. I still have days where I think, oh my gosh, my alarm's going off and I don't want to be getting up. I want to hit snooze. Maybe I've had like vivid dreams the night before, or, I've been a bit excited whenever I've been going to bed, or maybe I'm just having a bad day or a bad couple of days. It happens. We're not going to have every day that's perfect. We're not going to be bouncing up out of bed every day. But whenever we are in a stage in life where things are just a little bit harder and the colour in our world seems to be reduced a little bit and we're really struggling with work, that is whenever we need to really think, are we aligned with our purpose? The reason actually that this topic has come to the forefront, I have one of my long-term coaching clients. I'm going to call her Jane. I don't really know if she wants to be fully exposed to the world, although she said she was quite happy for me to share her journey and share her story with you all. But I'll call her Jane. And Jane, whenever she first came to me, she came to me because she felt like she wasn't living a life of purpose. She knew she wasn't really aligned. She didn't really know what she wanted to do. That's not important. We don't always know that. But she knew that she wasn't happy where she was at and she wanted some sort of change to happen. And she wanted to figure out why she wasn't feeling fulfilled, why she wasn't happy. She was really finding life hard. She was finding the energy was really hard around work. She felt like she was going to work every day because of the commitments that she had made to the people in her life. Whenever we started to really unpack a lot of it, it was her need to please everyone else. That was essentially what was keeping her locked in that bubble. She felt like she had committed to her boss and her team to be there and to support them, even though whenever she was there, she was really she was struggling to really fully engage with the work. She'd made a commitment to her partner that they would have, X amount of pounds every month in order to pay for, their home and everything else and their lifestyle and maintain their lifestyle. They had a mortgage together, so she'd also committed to the mortgage company that she was going to pay that every month. They had 2 car payments to make, so they were also making, the commitment to the car companies or the lease companies that they were making those payments. She'd made commitments to her kids. and that they were going to live a certain lifestyle, that she would pay for, all of their after school activities. They had like a nice vacation every year. So there was all of these things. Oh, cable TV. She kept going on about the kids and their cable TV. Like they have these little luxuries that they just had to have, and she couldn't let them down. And really, whenever we'd unpacked it all, the reality was that Jane had made so many different commitments to everyone else in her life that she had forgotten about the commitment that she had made to herself before she'd even came here. And whenever I talk about that commitment, I mean the commitment that she had made to herself, as in her purpose in life, what she was coming here to do and to achieve as a soul. She had forgotten about that. She was so worried about keeping everyone else happy, even though she was unfulfilled in life herself, and it was affecting her happiness, it was affecting her mental health, because it will do. The longer that you're in a position where you're not feeling happy, of course your mental health is going to be impacted. And what happens whenever we have that? It impacts on the people around us. So they too were they weren't feeling fulfilled, they weren't feeling happy. It was affecting everybody else's mental health because she herself wasn't dealing with the world around her from a position where her cup was fully filled. And I talk a lot about that as well. Whenever we have a cup, especially in a society as women, but just in general, in people, we're often taught by society to fulfill our commitments to others, to be polite, to don't rock the boat, to say the right thing, to watch our words and don't offend someone. All of these different things to make other people feel happy and comfortable. One of the things that we're not really taught, not just as women, because I know that a lot of you that listen to this aren't just women, we are taught as people to not put ourselves first. But actually, whenever we think of our cup that we have, whenever we pour into that and we do the things that are going to fulfill us as a person, then when the cup overflows, we can then start giving to everyone else. That's whenever the world around us gets the most from us. That's whenever they start to get, the best of us, and the good mental health, the positive person, the happy person. And we have the impact then to change the world around us. So that means in your job, in your household, in your friend circle. Whenever we want to see a change within our world, we have to be the change within our world. And it's like a pebble that drops into that pond, and it has the ripple effect. Whenever you throw a stone in and it suddenly bubbles out, and that's what we see in our own world whenever we start giving to ourselves more and we start focusing on our own happiness and our own contentment. And living a life of purpose is one of those things. And it is one of the things that really will fulfill us as people. When we focus on listening to the whispers that come from our soul, we listen to the whispers that come from our heart that's maybe pulling us in a different direction. When it's telling us that, no, Jane, you hate this finance job. You don't want to sit and do numbers all day. This is grinding you down, this corporate world. You want to be off inspiring people, or you want to be helping people through their life hurdles. Whenever we have that whisper coming up, that is the universe wanting us to follow that thread. Your higher self, your soul, it wants you to follow that thread. The challenge that we got to with Jane was that she knew that she had to make the change. She didn't know what it was. So we were able to work on peeling back the layers in order for her to get to that information. Now, I'm able to obviously listen to my spirit guides and see the information that they bring us through, but that doesn't negate the need for us to do the work. I can't fast track you through the work. You have to do that yourself, the same as what Jane had to do. She had to do the work herself. So we had the support and the insight from Spirit, but she had to then sit and pick all of this apart. And it has taken a long time. She will absolutely be the first person to say that it has not been a fast process, but she has dedicated time to it, and she has sat and she has worked through all of these different belief systems that she has had, and she has she has transformed her life, quite simply. She really has. And, she has done a phenomenal job. It hasn't been easy, but she has done it and she has stuck with it. She got to the stage where we finally had uncovered where she wanted to go and the direction that life was trying to take her in. The next challenge that she really experienced was that she didn't really know how to get from where she was to where she wanted to go. She didn't know what the path was like. And because she's from finance, she's very logical. She's used to numbers and patterns. And, if we're going to borrow money, then we need to see how we're going to pay it back. All of these different things. When she couldn't figure out the exact path to get to where she wanted to go, and she was realizing that she was going to have to loosen her grip on the things that she had in life, she didn't really know financially how they would make the mortgage payments, how they would make the car payments, how she was going to afford the vacation. But the universe doesn't want us to worry about that. In order for us to be blessed with something better, we have to be prepared to let go of those things that we have in our life that we hold of value, the things that we hold on to because we are resisting change, because we have a comfort in the discomfort of our life as it is. This is what we know, and it's a risk, isn't it? It's a risk to loosen your grip and think, well, how am I going to make the payments? How am I going to meet the mortgage next month? What are we going to do whenever the savings run out in 6 months' time? It is scary. However, over time and the back and forth that we've had, she finally realized that actually I have no choice here. I have to take this leap. I just have to take this jump. The calling was too strong for her to make that change. So she realized that she had to take that leap. And now that she has taken the leap, she is realizing that actually when we give in to the fear, we loosen our grip on the life that we have and the things that we're holding dear because we think that they have importance and significance. The reality is that's only stuff, her car, her home. There's always going to be another car, another home, another chance at a vacation. Whenever she has listened to her heart's wish and the whispering that has been coming to take her in a different direction, and she has started to walk that path, the path has started to appear before her. So she hasn't had the visibility of the full path, and there's still a lot of it that she isn't clear on. The way that we all are within life, we don't know exactly what's ahead. We think that we know the direction where we want to go, but we don't necessarily know exactly where we're headed and the different turns and the steps that we're going to take along the way. But that's because we have to trust in the bigger energy here. We have to trust that there is a bigger power at play with us. I often talk about it whenever we're manifesting, that we set the direction, we set the destination. We're sort of telling the universe, we're telling God, this is where I want to go. This is where I want to end up. And then it's up to the universe to decide, okay, well, we'll take a left down here and then we'll continue forward for 3 months or a mile. And then we're going to go around the roundabout. We're going to loop around that a few times. We'll stop at the stop sign. We're going to go right. It decides the path that we're going to go. It decides the challenges that we're going to come up against. It decides the positive things that will come in. We have to trust that the higher power knows exactly what we need in life at that particular time. It will bring in the confidence boosts and the positive moments that we need. But likewise, it will bring in the turbulence and the challenges that we need, because it's in those moments that we are going to learn how to really be the person that we want to be. It's in those challenging moments that we really learn the most. So the universe will bring us the challenges that we need in order to experience what we want to experience as a person. It's going to bring us in the things that are going to help us get to the destination that we're headed towards. So we might not know how long it's going to take us to get there. But if you're prepared to do the work and take the risks, and just take that first step, you don't need to be stepping right into it. Maybe if your heart is whispering to you to change direction, all you need to do is think, okay, well, I'm not really sure if that's the right time for me at the minute. I don't know if it's the right direction. I don't know if, how I'm going to get there. You don't need to have all of the answers, but if you're getting a whisper, maybe you start with, you buy a book. You buy a book by somebody that has done that. You maybe watch a YouTube, 30 minutes, watch a YouTube, see what you're feeling about that. Maybe you take a course. Just do something to take the step. When you plant the thought into the universe that, oh, I'm curious about this, I want to learn more, it'll bring you more, it'll open a door, it will give you the chance to know whether it's inspiring you or not, whether this is the right path. If it is, it's going to put another stepping stone there for you. In fact, even when it's not the right path, it's still going to bring you a stepping stone, because you know what? Those wrong turns, or what might appear as a wrong turn, are so important for us, because not only is it giving us a chance to experience and grow and learn something new, it's giving you a chance to figure out what you don't like. So in order to get to the things that we do want to do, we have to experience the things that we don't want to do. We have to experience that job, or that boss, or that friendship that we think, no, that's not for me. That I don't want to experience that. Give me less of that and more of this. So Jane isn't where she wants to be yet, but she is on her way. And you know what? She is so much happier now than what she was at the beginning. The last conversation that we had was about 2 weeks ago, and she has got to the stage where she really believes, and she has a trust that the universe is going to bring her to the direction that she needs to go. She's seen it happen. So she's went from fear and, oh my gosh, what if I fail? What if this is the wrong decision? Well, how am I going to make the mortgage payment? How am I going to make all of this come together? To suddenly being in the position where she has seen the power of the universe at work. She has seen her manifestation starting to come to fruition. She has seen the power that she has as a creator of her own world. When she can put her thought out, she can tell the universe what it is that she wants to experience, where it is that she wants to go, and they start to put the stepping stones in place in order to get there. So whether it's God that is doing this for you and you believe in a God, whether you believe in the universal power, your spirit guides, your angels, whoever it is that you're connected to, just know that there is a higher power that is taking you there. The universe wants for you to pursue the things that your heart is calling you to do. This is your birthright. This is what you came here for. It is your purpose. Whenever you start to listen, amazing things happen. I hope that you've enjoyed that, and I will be back again next week.